All right, time now for just south of Buffalo on the People's Newscast. John Big League McChesney back in the house.
That's right.
How are you? Good to see you again.
Good. How are you? I'm a little hoarse, so I apologize if you can't hear me that well. I defended my IWF championship in Brockport, New York over the weekend. Unfortunately, I lost it.
Oh.
Up there, I don't like a lot of the people, so I was screaming at everybody in the front row, so that's why I'm a little hoarse today. But that doesn't matter. I just saw you watching the hot dog cam at the Erie Seawolves, the Eastern League champions.
Right.
And part of what we're going to talk about today is next Saturday, April 26th, is me challenging Invincible Vince Valor, for the ESW, the Empire State Championship.
In New York.
In New York, in Buffalo, right at Medina High School in Medina, New York. Once I win that, then back on May 16th, I'll walk right into the Buffalo Riverworks, one of the nicest venues around, as the ESW champion.
Will Josh Allen be there?
Well,
we got to work on it.
I guarantee Josh Allen buys a front row ticket to see me, especially if I'm the Empire State champion.
That's what I thought. So you got a busy slate going on. Tell us more about what's happening.
We got all types of stuff going on. Not only am I traveling out of town, but we're still running Big League Pro Wrestling here in Erie. We have a huge show Memorial Day weekend on that Saturday up at the Erie Sports Center, where we've been running our shows for the last year now. It's called Patriot Games. We have a lot of huge matches. Myself versus Darren Crow. The Big League Championship is Bill Collier versus Spencer Slade. Right there, you can see Saturday, April 26th is myself versus Vince Valor. The old Sega Genesis graphics there. Rob Sanderson hooked us up with that. And then also, there's wrestling also now out in Albion we start May 17th with Erie All-Star. As these scroll through, it's 3 different companies. Pro wrestling around this area now is just thriving. There's 2 or 3 wrestling companies in Pittsburgh, 2 or 3 in Cleveland and Buffalo and Erie, and it's a great time.
What about doing it outdoors, John, these shows? It's something special. It's weather dependent, obviously, but there's nothing like being outside.
No, I agree with you on that. We are working on something up at the Erie Sports Center to potentially do something outdoors this summer. Mm-hmm. I've been a part of a lot of outdoor shows, and they've been either awesome, but they've also been rained out.
Yeah.
It's tough. You never know around here. It could be snowing today and 95 degrees tomorrow here. You just never know. We try to run shows, Chick-fil-A's back in the peninsula years ago. We had a ton of tickets sold and everything. That morning, it downpoured all day, and it just ruined the day. But, one of these days, we'll get it outside, and I bet it's up at the Erie Sports Center.
That'd be great.
All
right, tell us about your friend that you do a lot of traveling with, who's on his way, or just arrived for WrestleMania.
Yeah. So as we're talking about this upcoming weekend, Allegiant Stadium, the Las Vegas Raiders Stadium, is WrestleMania 41. And El Presidente, as I call him, the charter member, Jordy Nolan, who's one of my managers that comes to the ring with me, he just arrived not even an hour ago. So he's rolling around Las Vegas right now. He's never been there before. He's there with his dad, and he's about ready to have the time of his life. But he's also there recruiting for Big League Pro. So not only is he there to enjoy the show, he's there to find some of the best wrestlers to bring back right here to Erie, Pennsylvania.
And that's why he's never overpaid as one of the top managers in the country, right?
Did you say overpaid? He's overpaid.
You think he's overpaid?
No. He's, Jordy.
How long have you guys been together?
We met around 11 years ago. He was only 16 when we met, and then once you can't be, inside of a wrestling event until you're 18. But ever since he was 18, he's been my ring announcer. He's been my manager. He's done commentary. He's gotten involved a few times. He's got those little mini kendo sticks that the Sandman gave him a long time ago.
Yeah.
And he's just there to have a great time. That's what pro wrestling's all about. It's all ages. Anybody from any form of life can have it. It's entertainment ultimately, and anybody can be involved.
We got about 45 seconds left. What intrigues you the most about WrestleMania weekend? You were telling us about a new category that's been added. Explain that for the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yes. So the new category in the Hall of Fame is they've always inducted individuals, right? Which this year it's Lex Luger, Triple H, a few other guys. But this year they're putting in specific matches. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite matches of all time, involving one of my favorites of all time, Bret Hart, is being inducted as the first ever match into a professional wrestling Hall of Fame. Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin from WrestleMania 12. I'll never forget it. I was maybe 13, 14 years old. Bret Hart had the sharpshooter on Stone Cold, blood pouring down his face. He passed out. He never gave up. And that was one of the moments where I was like, this stuff is awesome, and I want to do it. And now here we are, years and years later, they're being inducted to the Hall of Fame, which someday, maybe.
That's right. You got it. Big League, thanks so much for stopping
Yes,
by.
thank
Always
you.
enjoyed it.
Yes.
Good luck with everything coming.